Welcome to the 2021 Palm Beach Boat Show. Today I'm really excited because if you take a look, we are on an Invincible.
We're on an Invincible.
We are on an Invincible. Today we are going to be touring for you guys the 42 Open Fisherman and the 46 Cat. So we can look at some of the differences between a monohull and a cat, and we can also just look at Invincible boats in general. My name is Amanda, my twin sister Emily is behind the camera, and welcome to our channel, Gale Force Twins. First, we are going to start with touring this 42 Open Fisherman monohull, and then we are going to go and look at the 46 Cat. So we can definitely look at the differences and look at both boats side by side. But first, we're going to start at the bow of this 42 Open Fisherman Invincible. The first hatch at the bow, just like any other boat really, is going to be anchor storage, of course. Right here, that's going to be your anchor storage, and this boat is set up to have a windlass, I believe. But obviously things like windlasses and stuff, you can choose to do or not do, depending on your preference. Now, if you have a boat this size, I would hope you're doing a windlass. I would prefer windlass as well. We have our under the gunnel storage. We have saltwater washdown on one side, and on the other side, we have our freshwater washdown. Now, Emily, tell them the trick that we do for our freshwater and saltwater washdown.
Our freshwater hose is white and our blue hose is saltwater. That was a tongue twister. Our saltwater is blue and our freshwater is white, so it's a visual. Okay, that's my salt, oh, that's my fresh.
Now we're gonna open up our first floor hatch. Right here, we have any kind of storage you want. When I first saw it, I said, oh, it would be great dry storage, but I did learn there is a macerator in here, so you could make it a fish box as well. And if you decided to go with a bow thruster, which this boat does have, right here is going to be access to your bow thruster. This is going to be the most exciting part of this boat, in my opinion. It's not just the coffin box. So first we're going to open up the coffin box and show you the fish storage we have in here. So here's your giant coffin box, and you could obviously take out the dividers if you wanted to, throw in your slammer mahi, or maybe maybe you want to divide. You go to the reef, you catch yellowtails, so you put the yellowtails here. Then you go offshore for tunas, you want to put your tunas in there. And then you catch some schooling mahis and you put them there. Or if you wanted to use this for something other than fish, you could do waters, sodas, adult beverages, Gatorades of choice, whatever you want. But this is the most exciting part that I really want to show you that I was blown away by. You ready?
I'm ready. Okay, Amanda's gonna hit a switch, okay? And watch what happens, guys. We have a giant fish box, secret fish box in the floor.
In the floor of your boat, you have a giant fish box. So if you choose not to do the coffin box, you still have a giant fish box. Or you could do the coffin box to have some extra seating and a fish box, or maybe this becomes your drink cooler and this becomes your fish box. So, I mean, the amount of space, the amount of fish boxes, the amount of storage you have on this monohull is crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, you could fit a swordfish in there.
What's good about this box? Maybe you're running this boat to the Bahamas, and when you go to the Bahamas, you catch so many fish.
Yes.
And you're going to be there for 3-4 days, but you don't want to fillet all your fish, so you load up your box, and then you go from there. I want you guys to mental note that on this monohull, we have a lot of vertical storage in the center of it, okay? So keep that in mind as we move through this boat, but we're going to go to the Cat, you're going to notice something different. Say goodbye. Bye. There it goes. See you later.
Next secret surprise on this boat, which blew me away as well.
There we go.
Extra seating.
Extra seating.
So
Maybe you're at the sandbar.
maybe, that's what I was going to say, you're at the sandbar. So this boat is seriously, I feel like it's thought through with fishing first, but it didn't forget about the rest of what this boat can be used for. So we have extra seating on both sides.
Yep, it's on this side too, and you can see when it's stored away, you can't even tell that it's there.
Yes, and of course, don't forget, fishing in mind, we have another fish box on both sides.
Yep.
Once again.
Here it is on the other side, second fish box.
Now this time, I would say this is definitely the designated drink cooler. No longer are we fish box or drink cooler, but we are drink cooler entirely. At least that's what I would use this for. But once again, more storage underneath the seat. Working our way backwards, we are going to look at the console, and something that I want to point out. Once again, as we're looking at this monohull, Emily, go look in that console and just notice the step down. Go ahead and step down in there.
Look at how much space is in here. So we're basically, if you picture the outside of the boat, we're in the center of the hull. So this is where the V is. So we're standing in the center, and I'd like to point out how tall it is in here.
Go up to the top. 5'4". Look at all that space. So that's something, just mental note, guys. We have a step down, and we have a little bit, or quite a bit, of height in here.
Extra storage. We don't use our head. We have a head on our boat. Well, it's actually broken.
I take it back. If I had a head like this that was this nice, I would use it.
But if you don't want to use a head, this is, you cannot have a head, or you can just choose not to use it. You could use this for storage. Lots and lots of dry storage in here. Think big noodles, big floaties, big bags. Maybe you're running the Bahamas and you put your suitcases in here.
Maybe you have a unicorn floaty.
Maybe you have a unicorn floaty. This is probably my favorite part of just about any boat, guys, is the helm.
The beautiful helm. So take a look at how much space we have for our electronics. Maybe you want Garmin, maybe you want Simrad, but space. We have plenty of room for very large screens.
We also have bucket seats. These seats are pretty cool. I like bucket seats. For short people like me, I can sit up high and easily see over the bow. Or if you're really tall or you just want a more casual ride and you want to sit normal, just put the seat down and it's literally a normal seat. Pretty cool, isn't that?
Perfect.
Obviously, there's lots of seating here, which is really great. Maybe you're running out to your fishing spot, maybe you're at a sandbar and you want to enjoy the seats, but it's time to fish. You ready? Check this out.
We have our fish tackle station right here. Let's open these up. We have drawers.
Drawers are good for sinkers. I love putting egg sinkers in drawers.
Put your leads in here, maybe your leader. More drawers over here. Scissors, pliers, I don't know, whatever you want. Tackle boxes.
Pretty cool. Moving on to the transom of the boat. This is definitely more of a traditional layout, and I want you guys, once again, to mental note this. Let's check out the bilge. Look at where the bilge is.
Location of the bilge. Pay attention. Location of the bilge. There you go. Open that up. First of all, I just love how organized this bilge is and how all of our pumps are labeled. I mean, wow, that's beautiful. I can't believe.
And something else that's really cool is that, let's say your bilge is filling up with water. Obviously, that's not a good situation to be in, but because your pumps are protected, you won't be messing with all your electronics. We have a floor live well right here, and on either side, we call them twin fish boxes because there's one on each side. Our boat is designed the exact same way, except one side's a fish box, one side's dry storage. Lastly, we have the live well. I think it's pretty cool when the live wells have clear tops like this. You can look in and check on your bait, see how they're doing. Lots of space. Really, really important to have if you want to have some live bait. I think that gives you guys a really good understanding of this beautiful monohull Open Fisherman 42 Invincible. But wait, there's more. Let's go check out the Catamaran. We are now on the 46 Invincible Cat. Now obviously this is a bigger boat because it's 46 feet, but I want you guys to not necessarily get too caught up on that, but think about how wide it is. So even if this was a 42 Cat, it would still be wider than the 42 monohull. A catamaran is basically a boat with two hulls. So literally there's two V's, but the center is going to be hollow. So what's cool about this boat is I feel like it's like a twin boat. It's double floor plan.
Double floor plan, double the love, and something else I want to point out is that just pay attention as we go through this boat. Everything is going to be mirrored.
Starting at the front, we have our anchor storage here. This is where the windlass would be, and on either side, we have dry storage. This dry storage is really great for some fenders or anything else that you really want it to keep dry. Just like the 42 Open Fisherman, we have washdowns on either side.
Once again, labeled freshwater washdown right there, and labeled saltwater washdown right here. So once again, so far pretty similar. Everything's the same except we have room now for dry storage right here on the bow. So it's a little wider. Let's take a look at our lounge seating well, first of all, Emily, sit down. Tell me if that's comfortable. As I boss you around. I'm sorry if I'm bossing you around. Is it comfortable?
Very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
I can have my buddy right here.
There's your buddy. Now, let's show how functional this seating is as well. Go ahead.
Ready?
Open it up.
And hold on, I want to point out how easy this is to open. Look at that.
How many fingers did you use to do that?
Well, I'm going to use two hands, but I could probably use one finger each.
Do it again.
Okay. Ready? One finger? One finger.
Oh, you made that look easy. Here we have another coffin box. Same thing. We have dividers. We could divide it. We could do yellowtail snapper. You could put groupers. We could put drinks in here.
Well,
maybe.
What's cool about this is you
Yes.
put your lunch and your breads and sandwiches
You
on
can
top.
put maybe waters down there, and then, oh, I don't want my sandwich to get soggy. Sandwiches go on top. That's actually really cool.
As we move towards the transom on this boat, I want you guys to be aware of the mirrored, essentially, floor plan or layout. So we have a fish box on this side.
Yes, and something I want to plan with this fish box is it goes all the way. Emily, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up.
It goes to here.
That's how far the fish box goes. So your yellowtail snappers, you might want to think twice before you put them in here. This is a great fish box for maybe a swordfish, or you could use it as rod storage as well. We could put a lock on this door and it can become locked rod storage. And as Emily was pointing out with the mirrored setup, I'm just going to walk around the other side. We had already pointed out we have our coffin box here. Same thing opens up here. Once again, another fish box, exactly the same. Look at that. It's like this boat is designed to be for twins.
Just like the monohull had seats in the sides, you can do that on this boat, but the owner decided to do something different. They have some more storage.
We have some more dry storage right here, but if you wanted to, you could do your seating. So we could do seating, lounge, lounge, seating, or dry storage, lounge, lounge, or, I mean, really, the boat is your oyster and you can figure out what you want.
You all remember when I told you to be attentive to the console where the head is. Let's take a look. So we're on a cat now. So remember, we get the extra wide, we get the extra stability of a cat, but because the head is in the center, let's take a look.
So there is no longer a step down. We still have room for a head, but Emily, can you stand up?
No, I cannot stand up. So that is because, guys, you have to think about it. A cat is essentially, beneath me is no hole. There's
It's water
beneath me.
Well, air, then
air
water.
today, air, and then water, or in today's condition, air and then the street.
Exactly. And we still have room for a head and we still have plenty of room for storage, but this is one of the biggest identifiers you could say in a cat is your console storage is just looks night and day in difference. Now we are on to Emily's favorite part of any boat is the beautiful helm. Clearly we have plenty of room to use your imagination and decide if you want Garmin, Simrad, Veruno, whichever GPS system you want, but we have room for 3 screens if we wanted, lots of space, and just take a look right here. What do we have? We will get there and show you the tuna tubes, and this boat is a little bit customized right here. We do have the carbon fiber look, which does not come standard on all Invincibles, but if you wanted to do something like that, I think it looks really clean. Just like on the monohull, we have our 3 bucket seats, but something different with the cat is we have 2 rows of seats, so tons of seating. You could bring your whole family and go for a boat ride. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Once again, a sea keeper. Now the sea keeper is something that you don't always need to have on a cat, but some people really like them.
There it is.
So here's our sea keeper on this cat. But just remember that a cat already has 2 holes, so it's already very stable. So I don't know if I would feel the need to put a sea keeper on a cat, but hey, why not? Here we have another extremely deep fish box, and you can just see how deep this fish box is. Has to do with the fact that there's a hole literally right here. That's going to be on both sides of your boat, which is going to give you an extra deep fish box.
And I think you pointed out what was good, Amanda, earlier. You were mentioning that depending on where the fish box or the floor space is,
Will depend on how deep your fish boxes are. So if you're on a monohull, your deepest fish boxes are going to be in the center of your boat, and if you're on a cat, your deepest fish boxes are going to be on the side. Now, this is the one thing that really clicked for me that said, wow, this is a catamaran. There are 2 holes on this boat. So first, we have twin live wells, 1 on either side, twin floor live wells. But the biggest difference, I'll close this so Emily can walk, but the biggest difference between a monohull and a cat is you're going to have twin bilges, which is kind of a crazy concept to me. So let's walk over and open up the bilge. On the other side, we have
the second bilge. Because think about it, guys. We have 2 holes.
So you're going to
we have
need
2
2 bilges, which is like mind-blowing. Okay, now we have a cat. And then right where Emily is standing, Emily, you want to back up and show them that there is nothing underneath where you're standing.
Yeah, so check the floor space here. No hatches, no bilges, no live wells.
Because underneath me is going to be obviously fiberglass. We're going to have some air, some water, or in today's condition, the street. The same as on the monohull, we have tackle right behind this seating. We have a cooler underneath these seats. And once again, more live wells. We have twin live wells here and here. And hold on, check it out, tuna tubes. So if you like to fish in Venice, in the Gulf, we have tuna tubes. And if you have smaller tunas, you can put an insert in here so that your tiny tunas fit in there as well, because that would be a monster blackfin tuna for us.
Yeah, I mean, our sushi tunas that we eat don't even get that big.
I mean, a big one does, but not all of them. You've now seen the interior of a monohull and a cat, but now we're gonna go down and look at the actual exterior of the hull, the shape of it, what it looks like, and what makes a cat, and a monohull, a monohull. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Can you see?
Hold on, Amanda, I'm gonna have to squeeze around here.
There you go.
Check it out.
You can see the V's,
It's
and
actually pretty cool that this boat's out of the water because we can show you this.
but if it were in the water, I would love to show you an underwater shot of that as well, so that you can see
We got a V
one
here.
hull, the
One on the
other
other
hull,
side.
and it's gonna be very stable. It's gonna be really nice. I mean,
Extra wide.
tons of room.
Let's
and
point out, Amanda,
yes.
how down in Big Pine,
Yes.
we wanted to get a bigger boat. What would
So for us in the Florida Keys, we have to maneuver some canals to get out into the bay, offshore, wherever we want to go. So we cannot go wider than a 33. We've always wanted to go bigger. So if I went bigger, we would literally have to get a cat. So for us, I would go for the cat all day long, but it's really going to come down to personal preference. What do you want? What are you looking for? There really is no right or wrong answer.
Clearly, Amanda, you can see the monohull, literally one hole. But look at the bow flare. Isn't that nice?
Oh yes, beautiful
We
bow
have
flare. You
our
can
boat-
hide
our
underneath
boat
that
is
bow
a wet
flare.
ride, so the bow flare is not very large. So that means the spray goes up and over. But this time, you can tell it's gonna go woo. Clearly, this is the monohull. Kind of depends which you prefer. The monohull is definitely more traditional. The cat is really cool, adds more stability and more space. To some of you, there may be cons on the monohull, and some of you may prefer the cat. We hope you guys found this video helpful. Maybe now you can get out there and you have a better idea of what it is you're looking for, whether it's a cat or a monohull. We love that Invincible offers both. We were able to give you a more streamlined side-by-side video of the two.
We could compare apples to apples by doing Invincible
It's kinda like
and
the
Invincible.
Granny Smith apple and the Pink Lady apple versus apples to oranges who stayed in the apple family. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. We hope you found it helpful. Leave your thoughts in the comments and make sure you follow Gale Force Twins on
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.